Yeah. 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 Is this thing on? Okay. Hmm. Come on, baby, let's go. Come on. Right. Today is get shit done day, no Korean for now. We're severely behind schedule. I need to stop screwing around. Hmm. どこかな？ここら辺にしようかな。Hello, Uni. Hello, George. GPU Z. GPU Z, huh? Thank you, George. I think in the meantime, it should be fine, I think. We're gonna test out the hypotheses that it is the heat. So if I don't sort of, if I keep track of the heating, basically. Make it so that we don't push it over a limit or something. Or I just don't turn it on for too long. And if nothing happens, I can just bet that it's heat, I think. Tech power up, GPU Z. Okay, thank you, George. The shoes are gonna be whatever, I guess. I'll deal with all these some other time, I think. Oh, Duvet, hello. I can't find it. Did it get auto-corrected? Oops. Interesting. Okay, I guess their channel is not big enough or something. They got hijacked by Taiwan. They got hijacked by an entire country, the search term, for some reason. I'm not really sure why. Right. Why does it have the blender filter on it? It looks like it's got the blender noise thing. It looks vaguely like the place I lived in Japan, actually. That school also had like a pool on the top, on top of the roof. Maybe it's just a very standard thing. It looks very similar. The sort of proportion of buildings to... I mean, like, I guess Japan suburban is gonna be about the same, but like... I see temples. I see this. And all the building looks about the same. This angle looks about the same from where I would have seen. No, definitely not this angle, but yeah, it's a. I guess it all kind of looks the same, huh? Very nice duvet. It's got lore, dude. It's got actual lore. Even for the name, it's got lore for the name. Holy shit. It's got lore for when the subway was built, like in the 80s. Holy. I'm looking for a world download, by the way. That's what I'm looking for. But I don't think that is the case. It doesn't say any downloads or anything like that. Has it got a fucking map, dude? Oh my god. It looks really legit. This is by one person, right? It's gotta be by one person, I think. It's got the one person vibe. Wow. Wait. What did you just see? Okay. Hey? Honkai. I saw this word and I'm like, wait. See, can I get it? No, it's the book. And it's unfortunate. I don't think it's releasing the map in any capacity or something. It might have to limit the dailies, by the way, because it's it might take up too significant of a portion of the time. If it's Minecraft stuff, it doesn't take too long. If it's everyone sending art stuff, it might take a while. Oh yes, thank you Duvet, thank you Uni. Oh, actually, if that's the case, I remember I saw someone today too, actually at work. Because yeah, currently I'm trying to look for colors that are nice, very colorful like this. This one is slightly saturated. It could work for the theme as well, I think. Wow, okay. Holy shit. Okay, it's kind of insane. So you have like the big block and then you have the mouth on the inside, right? So like, what? Is that an increase in set? It's not, right? Because it just changes sometimes. So I guess they're just finding any way possible to kind of make it happen. How do you paint this is what I'm thinking, right? Because, bro, like I cannot even see it. Like, how do I say this? Like, it's just so overwhelming that I cannot really break it down. I think this would take like some time. I would actually have to touch this. Like, I would actually have to study it directly first, just to get a feel for where all the colors are, and then from there extrapolate a pattern. It's a very juicy color. Let me young. It might be too juicy actually. I'm looking at this. Hang on, what do they do with the... Oof. Give me a second here. This is who I saw today. They don't have a lot of followers, 5k, but the colors are very very nice, very moody, that kind of vibe. Just gonna yoink this too. Did I send the links, by the way? I think I sent the base only. I guess for this artist is primarily this. It's primarily this that I like. Yeah, the rendering's not too complicated for the stuff I found here. So it looks a lot more manageable than this. But then this one here has that sort of that quality to it. Especially the one that we were looking at in the canyon. Where is it? Because of all the complementary that's put into these brick orange shapes and all the other shapes as well, there's like complementary sort of highlights in there almost. I don't know what these are. So it's got that like sort of... What is this feeling that I'm feeling? Yeah, I mean, today we're gonna try and put in some colors like this, I think. That's the goal for today. It might be harder for us just because I actually have nothing to put them face. Like, there's a lot of faces here, right? But what if the ground is flat? What do you do when the surface is flat? This is reflective, I think, to some extent. Actually, is that a table or is that a ground? That's the ground. It's just a flat wall like this. Primarily texture. Makes sense, I suppose. Asphalt could have a lot of texture. Right, yeah, but imperfections, yeah. I think I'm gonna have to this is that first step, right, into like very colorful stuff that I want to try and do. And I think um I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I think at this point, I think I want to just put down all the colors, put as many colors as I possibly can. Because there needs to be some kind of sort of pattern, I imagine. It couldn't just be like really dark colors here, for example. I don't know if it will work. Maybe it would, maybe it wouldn't. But like intuitively, I feel like there should be something more than just randomly putting colors. There must be some grouping happening. Like the orange here, but that's the reflection, I guess. But so yeah, but the challenge is always when you first start putting down the colors, it's gonna look weird because it's gonna be a little bit more vibrant than well, quite a bit more vibrant than I'm used to. So that's gonna inherently make everything feel very off. So maybe if I just make sure I put down enough colors first to establish in my brain that it's just a mess, then I'm gonna go back and maybe reposition some groups of colors, maybe something like that. I think that's the kind of plan today. That's the main challenge for today. And I do see that in the back. Come on. Hot and cold. Yeah, hot and cold is like the basic, right? Like the setup, because we do have our shadow and the light, so that would be the hot and cold immediately. It's just where do we go from there is the thing. But we'll find out. Anyways, thank you guys for the sharing. We'll establish this first, right? This is what we establish first. Something simpler, but still has that sort of mood. And then we're gonna try and push out more colors somehow. I'm not sure how. Color jitter might be an option, but I think I'm gonna do it manually first. Okay. Anyways, I just gotta sort out all of these nonsense here. No, it's relative, George. It depends on what colors you have. But hot colors, warmer colors, is the redder and yellow here. And then the colder colors are towards blue. Then it just depends on what kind of colors you have on your screen at this point in time, on your canvas. Then you can choose what exactly what, because it doesn't have to be red or blue. You can be in the green zone, right? But if you're, let's say you're green, you can have some warmer shadows here by using some sort of yellowish, sort of desaturated stuff, and then you can have other colder stuff which is on the bluer side. So it just depends on which zone you're in. But then the warmer always tends towards this side here, the yellow, orange, red zone, and then the other stuff is always the colder stuff is always on the bottom here. Oops. No problem, George. 1, 2. Okay. Auto this. Dedicated. Oh, that was a dedicated. Sequence push. Control. Maika. Let me make a new layer. Whatever. And it's just turning, right? So everything should be lagging behind the other way, I think. So a lot of stuff lining up, but I don't really like that. Let's see how tricky this is. Area, so true. Okay. Sequences. Hello, G-Talk. get int. Oh, Dodo. That's great, because at least one of us likes it. Very cool. Yeah, it's not great. There's a lot of problems that I cannot well, the problem is the perspective, I think. Like usually you can kind of just do stupid stuff and it'll kind of work because you're looking at it from a side view, so they tend to just be straight, right? And then if you add some variations for Ria, for example, or her messy hair, you just kind of throw things around. But then like if you're looking at it from its perspective here, now all of a sudden you have to kind of understand like where the sort of start and end point of each group is gonna be. Oh, it's really hard to make it look 3D, especially like these parts in the back. And you add in the fact that there's extra object that's coming in, which is gonna interact with the hair. In this case, I'm choosing to ignore. I'm actually ignoring a lot of various issues here and there, just because I don't really want to get stuck on it for too long. Yeah, so do I like it? Not as much as I would like to. Like when I was right, I don't know about the vibes though. I'm not 100% sure about the vibes, but well, yeah, this is it though. I am not gonna go any further because we're getting stuck on this for way too long. There is gonna be some time before I can get everything up to the level that I would like it to be, where every single shape and a color and idea is approved by my brain, basically. Currently, we still have to kind of make compromise, like the kind of compromise that I'm forced to make in hopes of time. If it's compromise in terms of like, you know, the pure limitation of like a 2D representation, maybe it's like my own stylization. That is also in a sense compromising, right? On reality, stylization. Those compromisations would have been fine. But as of right now, these compromises are born out of necessity because I need to get things done. Which is why it's not great. I'm also getting used to the shape. I think the way that it sort of flows doesn't look right. Some of these areas are not as nice as I would like it to be. But it's all good. I mean, that's kind of how it goes, right? That's the whole point of doing this angle, of spending the time here. so that we get one iteration in. And then over years, we'll get many iterations in. And then when I eventually figure out exactly the stuff I want, I'll probably be too old to draw anyways. It's great. Oh, now it's a ping long put. Let's do there's a missing control. To collapse that. Split in 2 layers or what? Why is it? Dude, what? Why is it the same line on 2 different layers? Okay, check. I need the hand. I need the hand and I need some cleanup. Let's drop. Yeah, it's a bit of a mess. I think it's good enough. It's fine for now. Never enough time, man. Never enough time. It's how do I say this? It's like if you're trying to express your ideas in a different language, not in a non-native language, there's always going to be a gap. And I think in terms of language communication, for the most part, the requirements are not that high. You would, you know, have miscommunications, but you can make up for your language shortcomings in a lot of different ways. You can gesture, right? You can use other things, maybe context clues and stuff, to try and hint at what is it that you're saying and stuff like that. But I think when it comes to art here, especially because it's a fictional character, there is nothing else, I feel like, that can really hint at it. And in most cases, when you're presenting your idea, it is just a single piece of art. So you wanna, if you really wanna get things right, it's gonna take a long time. And in this case here, you could argue that if the idea is gotten across to the audience, that's fine, right? If I draw the hair the way that I did, and you understand that it's messy hair, you understand the general shape, you understand sort of how it describes the character, you could argue that that is enough. But the problem is, the audience here isn't you guys, strictly speaking. It's actually myself. The audience here, I think most likely will probably always be myself, because that's the only reason I draw here. Wait, do you not see her message? Oh, you guys don't see Dodo's message actually at all. That is interesting. I think you might have to change the username perhaps, because the username has the word dead in it. It probably the name itself probably got auto-modded then, which is very amazing. That is very interesting. Your name is probably why you're getting blocked 100%. Let me just show you guys what I see here. So, they've been talking to us for a while now, for like past 10 minutes, Uni. But because the name has the word dead in it, I am guessing this is why it's blocked. It's completely gone. Like, every single message is gone, which is amazing. But yeah. In terms of why things would take so long, and I don't think... It's gonna be kind of hard, I think. Because I have to convince myself that it's done correctly, and that's very hard. But that's also the only reason why I do anything. Why I even bother drawing. So I'm just gonna be figuring it out over the rest of my life. Yeah, it's perfect. Your name plus your color plus the fact that nobody can see your message except me and makes me sound like I'm schizophrenic or something. It's great. Everything is great. Perfect. Speaking of which, speaking of Twitch chat, no one's here. Okay, cool. You guys can't tell whether if the Twitch chat thing is on and off, because if Twitch chat has nothing, it's just a blank box. It's just a literally transparent box, so you guys can't tell. No one's on Twitch today. Yeah, Dodo says hi, by the way, George. Oh my fucking god, I got spam. This hand is really hard, because this hand is very important. This hand is interaction from Ria to Faye, which makes this very important in terms of setting up for her character. Because the way that the message is communicated through this hand gesture, I think, says a lot about character. She could be doing nothing. She could be grabbing the tail. She could be tapping the tail. She could be doing all matters of things. But I want her to just gently rest her hand on it. But it makes it making it really hard. Because I can't quite imagine how it would work. But at the same time, I can't quite justify going on for too long anymore. I'm just gonna have to call it here. Oh, hello there. Delete. Okay, I need to do some cleanup here. Why are there hair on this layer, bro? Good 26. This is required. 100% drop. Oh, that's mine. Cannot see shit. Remove that for now. On blue. Blue copy. 6. Check. This is cleared. All other sequences are basically cleared. Are we clearing? I think we're cleared. I'm gonna group them. The next one. This one is special. We just use a mask here. Let's see. At some point, it comes through the hair here. So, oof. Let's just make it simple and just nuke everything here. We just have that pop out like that. Over here as well. Check. Not check. And we're good. 181. Going back? I mean, sure, have fun, I guess. Check. Almost done here. Where's Ria's main? Ria main needs to clear. What is that? The joke? This is tricky, yeah. 83. Photo? Oh. Mm-hmm. Loading call. Call. We will match, I think. Let's just match. Yeah, I'm not sure. That's not clear. Yeah, that sounds like it is gonna be rough. Did you at least get seats with more space? 34. Report. this part? What it? Oh, mine. So it's over here. Let's fuzz it out then. Let's just cancel it. Completely. Oh yeah, one more line. One more set. Do I want it? Actually, no, I don't. Maybe not. Because Faye is going that way by perspective standards. Should get pushed out, I think. But doesn't that mean this needs to be bigger then? Let's keep push to and hold. Lock it. Can I do this again? I forgot. Okay, initial load. This will be the hard part. Get everybody down here. Wow, the number of lines here is insane, bro. I still have to put another character here. Still quite far from done here. This loading will be complete. Background, let's see. Just the triple. Yes, thank you very much. Pulling blue, pulling purple, pulling blue, pulling purple. So I like how colorful these two in the middle are, but the problem is they feel very dark. I think it needs to be lighter in general, but then we can fix that. The vibes here are nice too. It needs to be a little bit more lighthearted. Top-down view should just be a little bit more relaxed. First block, second block, characters. Character gets go orange first. Wait, can I? Should be able to do this. I believe it. Before are the layers? Okay, cool. I don't know if this is helpful. Wait, hang on. I'm supposed to do it the other way. I need to select outside, right? Select outside. Oh, this is selecting only the editing layer. And this still doesn't really work. Where is my tolerance? 0. Oh no, that's close gap. Oops. Right. So what does this do? Doesn't do anything. Refer to all layers auto select. Oh, there you go. Tolerance 0. What is this? Oh, it's like some junk level left over. I can't tell what's selected, what's not. Okay. Let me just invert. Oops. And I'll do the rest myself here. Wow, okay. I feel like it's better for me to do manually, is it not? I'm just gonna do it manually instead. I'm not sure. Should I separate? I should separate the two. Right? Should I separate the two? I don't anticipate any colors going in between them. I think. Can always merge it later. So that makes this part tricky. Well, strictly speaking, so there will be one covering the other, right? Let's not separate them actually. Let's do it together. Yes, line control. Let's get out, please. How do I do this? Let's take this out, and this. Delete. The rest will take over manual control. That's fine. Oh wait, I'm stupid. Holy shit. Great. Did it the wrong way. Wrong spot, please. Maybe I could have put the tail a bit more. Yeah, maybe I should have done that. My color rough process still isn't rough enough, I think. It's still kind of stupid. To clean up all the lines and stuff. It's gonna take a long time before I can really get that in my head. It would seem. If I get a chance to, I would just want to clean up the lines. It's so impossibly hard to just let go. How long should the shadows be though? Yeah, I know, right? That's the whole point of the color rough, is the thing. But I also didn't intend for the lines to be clean. Because like we have way too many layers stacking up on each other. So I just wanted to have like a slightly cleaner set. And I don't know if I spent too much time on it. It didn't feel like I was getting stuck on any part particularly. Other than the hands, I suppose. Maybe I shouldn't have spent that much time on the hands. Yeah, I'm not sure. Guess I'm not doing it right. But at the same time, it still feels like this is how it's gonna be. I don't know. So I don't know how to render the shadows here. But let me see. Depends on how tall they are, right? How tall do I want to render this? It's like easily 5-6 times the size. I mean, it depends on if the shadow of the tail I want it to be anywhere in particular, I think. Because it could be interesting to create more shapes that way, but otherwise, I can just keep pulling this and then pull it way out screen or something. Oh, anyways, that's not the important part now. So now the problem is, what now? So specifically the color set here. So within each zone, I kind of have to sort of pull out the values here. But so how monochromatic is it going to end up being? I don't think I want it to be that monochromatic. Right, so we do want variations, stuff like green and stuff to pop out. Let me think. I guess it's very hard to imagine without any experience anyway. So far, what has kind of worked is just start off with just like very big general colors that aren't necessarily that bold. So just kind of adjacent stuff and slightly different values. Try to set up maybe a gradient. And then from there, I can get a feel for what I want or want not to do. Want not? So this light is a bit too orange, actually. I'm not 100% sure where I'm going with it. Maybe it's better to stick to one color first. Let me see what the blue might look like first. Let's just do this instead. Dark with the shadow. Currently, how dark is this? 30 feet. I do kind of want to check what this is. Hmm. 2060 to 2080. pretty bright. Oops. I don't want it to be that orange. Let me think. Up down a kind of cool color. More group typing, for sure. Okay, so I'm not 100% sure what my original idea was just yet, so it's gonna take some time to distill this out. I am trying to figure out if it's going to be something like this, right, where the light and the shadow shapes are very clearly distinct like that. Or do I want the values to be even more grouped and just rely on hue or something? I am not 100% sure. I guess just hue might be something like this. Let me check. The values here feel pretty close, but I imagine it's still probably further away than I thought. No, it's pretty close, I guess. Compared to this. The shadows feel darker than what I wanted before. What I had imagined before. And the lighting is also not quite helping. The evaluation is enough. Going somewhere? These guys down first. And these guys up and down. to be the muted kind. Yes, it was. I'll be right back. Gonna get some water. Water. Oh, I forgot to bring it over. Oh my god. Whatever. I'm trying to get closer to this, right? I'm not sure why. Actually, I don't even think I want this, strictly speaking, but lacking some colors. Let me bring the characters up first. Oops. Let's see. It would be nice, you know? Like, it would be nice to set up. I want to do this, right? So we have our... Let's do base sequence. Let's do iterations here. So one. Let's do that. Secondary would now propagate. Up inside this stone. This stone. Okay, let's pull face. Oh, true. Steady. Estimated, okay, that's fine. And then the darkest would be the till. Who to wear is it? Yeah, let's keep it in the zone. Oh, that should be in the shadow. Yes. Depends on where it is. Okay, let's pull this one. It should be more at the side now. Ski? It's not going anywhere. Why is it not going anywhere? Bro. Let's put her leggings down. You know, the pen will probably be. Hard to say, yeah, hard to say. Yeah, it's because there's barely any difference. So I should just be relying on Q. Okay, I need to pull contrast. Right. I just need to make some contrast happen. That shouldn't be too hard. Tiny brush. Hold on. Oh, I see what the issue. Oh, wait, hang on. I think the lines for the face were done on a separate layer, so I can put them on normal instead. Because I cannot. I remember the previous ones I can see the face. This one I can't see the face. Let me check. After like the initial set of colors going in, it's a little bit easier to kind of just push stuff around. It does feel like, because if I just try to look for okay, yeah, so I need to grab the eyes out again. Oops. If I just try and get the look at the contrast here, right? So if I zoom out, then to multiply, Yeah, no, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna maybe make a nicer set of lines. I don't know how nice the lines previously was. It should be pretty nice, actually. But if I zoom out, like, if I can't really see what's happening, then I guess I just need to fix contrast, and then contrast will either be value or it will be the values. Oh, sorry, the hues. Or saturation, like it's one of those two, right? So since that's already a good amount of color, adding some new weird colors here and there doesn't necessarily break things up, like make things look too weird. So I'm trying to get more of like a green purple setup here and a blue orange setup here. And the light shapes themselves also play nicely into this currently. So just currently trying to push colors around and trying to make it read better, which is why I noticed that the face is kind of gone. I think if possible, now that I'm talking about it, I think if possible, maybe Faye should be more of a hue sort of separation thing. And then Rhea needs to be black and white. Sorry, not black and white, but like a value separation, because the original idea here was that everything is going to be color except for Rhea herself. So in order for her to kind of stand out, I think the values here might need to be a little bit more in check, because there will be no hue and no saturation, right? So, yeah, so maybe that can be like the sort of difference here. But I currently am not too worried about the whole one character is grayed out thing just yet, because it's gonna be too complicated. I will just grab the face like you suggest, Uni, so I don't waste too much time again trying to get my new lines here. But ideally, I just kind of want to see the eyes and nothing else. Let's do hard light. And I'm going to... How do I do this? Is that a way to make it take the color that's below it? Don't think so, right? What else can I do? Multiply? You said... Oh, I see. Yeah, multiply will work, right? That's the whole point of multiply. Let's do red dark here. Dark enough, really. Oh, wait, but... Let's reset a little bit. Let's do 180, 50, 60. Oh, I think I did face stuff on a different layer, so there's nothing to clean up there. Maybe I do need that. Did I grab it last time? I did not, I see. It's a lot darker too. I have to force it on me. I do need clothing color though. What would be a good clothing color here? I mean, for it to be visible, we need contrast. I can make it darker. I can make it blue. So just gray it out. I guess it doesn't matter. I can put whatever I want here and see what happens here. Now let's say just gray orange or some kind of stuff here. Maybe it feels like it should be more colorful. Right, I do want her to be more colorful too. good set of colors here. Under the influence of light. Okay. So it just kind of blends into it. Ooh, and type of saturation. Yeah, orange would kind of may not be the most natural thing. Even be a bright cloud, honestly. Should put her on the same scaling as you. Maybe that. Over here, blue jeans are fine, but they'll have to deset into this way here. Oh, something dark. Something dark. It's kind of brain dead colors. I feel like it doesn't have any rhyme or reason. Like not enough. I feel like it's just color for color's sake. I think in this current case, at least for what I originally was planning to do, I guess it makes sense. Have a bunch of colors. In any case, like it is the first time we're kind of doing this. Any experience is good experience at this point. I just wish there was something else that maybe makes more sense to kind of justify what colors to be used. Like if I were to go crazy and add more variations and more hues and stuff, what might be like a good reason, right? To justify having, say, like green on Faye or something like that. If I want to put like a little bit of green on her. It's not like I need a reason every time, but like at the same time, not having one, because it's not like I necessarily think that this looks great, per se. I'm not like big into the whole very, very colorful thing. Like the only reason why we're doing it here is because we're viewing these two characters from the point of view of this third character, right? And the third character's principles that she sort of represents goes against what I believe in. So inherently, this is kind of why we're going down this path where I'm not comfortable, is because precisely we're trying to set that up. But so yeah, so if we were to just add color, okay, so if that's the case, right? If that's what I'm saying, if I'm saying that the logic behind this I don't understand, then I can just put more colors for the sake of putting more colors, because I simply do not understand. And that's perfect, right? That's in a sense perfect, because I don't understand how the character can be who she is, because the value she stands for is different from what I stand for. It's like the opposite. And therefore the colors and the way that she sees the world is inherently something I cannot understand. And therefore just going ham with it is the best thing I can do, and it would be the closest representation of how this would be. Just like how this artist here is just like crazy with the colors, right? I don't know what rhyme or reason there is to this, but that's also precisely why this probably the best choice here. Okay. It is very interesting, I think, like now that we're getting away, we're going away from just very technical, like, hey, is the body, is the arm broken kind of questions. Now it's more of really just like, there's so many ways to do the same thing, to color and render. What would the difference be, right, between other characters? I think earlier last year, or like even throughout the entirety of last year, we're talking about using sort of different styles for different characters to represent the sort of different personality. I think that's one way of doing it. The other way would be to use different styles and different renders and colors when we're viewing from different points of view, then, which will be pretty interesting. Anyways, as it stands right now, I don't think we're done yet. Of course, this is not done yet. There's still some value issues, maybe some sort of contrast issues that want to pop out. Specifically around Faye, there's more storytelling here, right? So there's two more things that I wanted to do. The first thing is Faye would be more colorful than Rhea for sure. But I also kind of want to show that her colors come from Rhea, which makes it make sense, because for her, if she's by herself, she would be just as gray as anyone else. But because she is with someone that she likes, it gives her more sort of color in herself, in her heart. But then on the contrary, then Rhea herself is actually just completely gone. Like, I think that's kind of what I wanted to go for in the beginning. So from our sort of third character's point of view, it's just bizarre, right? Because like we have one character who's deriving all of her color from another character, but this other character is completely grayed out. It might be a little bit too artsy in the sense that like it's not very enjoyable to look at per se, because the aesthetics and the balance and everything would be kind of broken. But inherently, I guess that's kind of what I wanted to portray, at least if we're going to go with that sort of story idea, because that is exactly the point. That sort of discomfort is exactly the point. Just realized I did this the wrong way. I should have just locked it to this, so I don't have to worry about breaking stuff. This was the original intention here, and it's gonna look a little bit weird, but apparently that's the point. So it makes it really tricky, because if we do want to do this, how are we supposed to make sure that the contrast works? That means around this region here, there needs to be more value contrast, perhaps, especially around the silhouette of the character, as opposed to around Faye. So wait, hang on. Primarily we're working on the back, right? So let me just push this out real quick. Right. What? Am I still locked to the thing? What's happening? Oh, there you go. And then around Faye, there needs to be a lot more color here. So I'm looking at the what? It's just like psychedelics, just rainbow, right? Like literally what isn't in there? It's the entire spectrum. It goes from blue to green to yellow to orange to reds to purples and back again. There might be a need to desaturate everywhere. Oh, actually, I'll do things one at a time. So let's just bring some more color in here. Don't know how this is gonna work. First say that level up. Thank you, George. We're just kind of bumbling. I don't really know it is interesting that we're finally doing some really weird color stuff. I don't necessarily feel very in control, but at the same time, things are more interesting than it went a little bit smoother than I previously thought. Like, at least the colors that I have here, they don't necessarily make me feel like it's a psychedelic pile of crap, you know. Primarily because we're just working in grays, right? And I guess that's the only way to do it if you have this many shades of colors, but still, it's nice to see that it kind of works, right? It's tricking me. Torito, torito, yeah. Torito, torito. I don't know what textures to use, man. This part is the second part, but in the meantime, I just want to get a bunch of colors in here, maybe. What's the best way to group them? That before, huh? Weird. I don't know. I guess here is the rendering problem. Like, I don't know what kind of shape to use that would make it look make more sense here. Yeah, maybe just big blotches of like rough patches of junk and stuff. We might need to make everywhere else grayer, because I do want just the area around Faye to be super colorful. I'll deset everywhere else a little bit manually here. Hello, the virus. We are challenging ourselves with color today. It's really tricky. There's a lot of control knobs to turn at the same time. This is kind of insane that Dubé's favorite artist just kind of goes in and paint. It's kind of insane. Let's deset all the way out. Okay, so the more I do this, the more it's going to get really dissonant. I think it's gonna get very dissonant because it's both colorful and not colorful and harmonious and like weird at the same time. It's like too many things trying to happen at the same time. Yeah, I like to imagine if they're walking, the tail would just always be wrapped around her. Okay, so this is another breakpoint here. So just a recap, right? Just a recap, since we're almost at the end here of today's stream. But like, sorry, where's my shit? Ah, here. So it started off like this, right? This is the simplest set of colors that I think can sort of illustrate the point. We have some shadows that's kind of bluish, purplish. We have some light which is kind of orangey. That's kind of it, right? The original idea. And from this point on, I didn't know where I was gonna go, because there were a couple of ways to deal with this. the idea here is to view from the third character's point of view, which views the world in a more sort of colorful way. But the color can come in many ways, because color and hue, right? Saturation and hue is separate from the value to some extent, right? So we could go with pretty dark values and they're still very vibrant and colorful. We could go with pretty bright ones. This would still, I would think, is colorful, but it's not as colorful as I was hoping. Like this, the hues are kind of locked, like to blue and red and orange, kind of like that. So from here, I think the first thing I did was to just desaturate everything. I don't have that thing anymore. But it would be akin to something like this, right? So we would just basically do this and we just drop set. And up values here. And this kind of sets us up in this kind of position. So for this artist, their stuff has this sort of very faded look. Because most of the stuff is mostly grayed out, right? The saturation is very low and the values themselves are also pretty high. So that sets us up in this sort of way. And then from there, I started putting more and more colors in there. It's kind of how we end up here. But actually, currently, I'm desaturating stuff. Let me bring it back real quick. Alright, so this is probably where we are. I'm gonna split again. So currently, this is second. So this will be the second group here. Where did my reset for Ria go? Oops. Did I delete it? Or did I put it somewhere else? What did Nani? That's the entire character group. Oh, that means it's on top then. It's probably here or something. Yeah, it's over here. Okay. So I think there's a difference between, say, for example, drawing something that looks nice versus in this case, like drawing something that does storytelling. I don't think they're mutually exclusive, but I think in this case they kind of are. Because the way that the storytelling is done, it feels very sort of dissonant. Because the idea is this, right? The idea is that Ria is gonna be grayed out because it represents her not having sort of a soul inside at this point in time, and at this point in the sort of process that we're doing. And Faye is normal, right? But Faye would have also been pretty gray if not for her. So the idea is to get more color around Faye because they are sort of connected, right? They are together at this point. And in order to sort of show the colors around her more, I was going to desaturate everywhere else, kind of. But that makes the sort of image very lopsided almost. Unless I can maybe desaturate enough to sort of set up this 50-50 vibe. But that wouldn't be right either, because I won't be desaturating down to 0 set for every. Only Ria will be like that if I want to do this. So I'm not 100% sure at this point what I want to do. I think maybe it's still kind of early for this sort of process because I still have issues with my readability, I think. Yeah, because if you zoom out, it's kind of hard to see our center here. So I'm gonna have to bump up the values on this side then. I'm gonna bump up the value on this side and have her silhouette against. I think I would prefer the back being brighter rather than her being brighter. Is that true? I guess we just try and find out. So continue working on this. I'm gonna bring this back first because this is a bit too colorful on this side. It's a bit distracting, that's the thing. What color should I use? Just use blue and just bring it back. Make it a little bit tamer here. Okay. So what do I do here? I want to bump up. Let's bump the ground first. But it's not possible to go that high though. I can't do that. And even if I do that, wait, hang on. If I make this entirely white, if it's entirely white, I guess it stands out. That means I kind of have to do it the other way then. I have to bump this up instead. Right, but then it merges the bottom. Okay, so that's interesting. So value control is proven to be not enough, I think. Doesn't work. Either the top is merged or the bottom is merged. 67, 68, 85. So 2020, that's 20 going up. If I put it in the middle, it's only 10, 10, which makes it kind of hard to see. Unless I pull that one down by another 8. So what would it be then? 85, right? Then we're down to maybe 70, 69, 60, upper 60s. This would be what, like 40, 50. Bring it down to... That would be pretty dark though. But why not, right? Who cares? Okay, let's just do it first. Oh, I forgot I left this on. Whoops. Let's just bring it down. Alright, kind of works, I suppose. Oh, whoops. Oh yeah, I forgot they're not in the different layers. Oh, wait. Oh yeah, there should be shadow cast here. Wait, what? It's lower. Wow, don't like it. Lead. What did I do? Yeah, welcome back. Yes, thank you, Uni. I think just like this is great. If I want to add in my weird ideas, it's gonna look a bit weird. I'm just gonna continue this. I don't know what continue means. Yeah. I guess we just keep pushing colors tomorrow as well. Just to see like. Yeah, okay, so I'm not really sure what I'm doing currently. I think most of the colors are kind of set. Maybe fix some contrast and readability issues. But it feels like for the most part I might just have already started rendering. I'm not really sure though. But yeah, I guess there's gonna be more stuff that I need to add, like the shadow on the legs and stuff like that. Try to figure out how to both show the form with the values and stuff, but at the same time also try to add in more colors maybe somehow. I don't know, man. Like, hmm. Hmm. Interesting. Maybe because it wasn't invisible? Oh, I'm not sure. Let me get a copy of this in the PRF. Let me see how it looks like on my other monitor. So these two are meant to be a set, right? And it's meant to showcase the difference in perception. I mean, it definitely has more colors and more vibrant in one. The other one is more monochromatic. I think it's interesting because previously, like when I was doing this, at some stage I started feeling like I need to add in a border. And I think that's like the sort of stage where I guess naturally I would be adding line art where I think I still need line art, you know? But then it dawned on me that it didn't feel like I need to add anything until that very point. Until that exact point in time. So I wonder if it's because the colors that I'm trying to work with just kind of made me feel like, oh yeah, you know what? I can't see lines, that's fine. It's meant to be a little bit more faded kind of vibe. Or maybe yeah, I'm trying to figure out. I don't know what changed. Actually, I don't really care if I figure this out or not necessarily right now. But I think it's interesting that a really big concern of mine from before, it disappeared somewhere and then it came back. And the significance of this is that I think I feel more in control despite us trying this new color nonsense, like this really colorful color nonsense, which is interesting, I think, to say the least, because the lines usually are there to help me feel confident in proceeding. The fact that we managed to get this far without feeling like it was missing was interesting. Because if I can figure out what the difference is, the specific differences, I can figure out how to sort of you know, if I were to tell my past self what to do and how to think about it, then that would be necessary. I'll need to figure out how that works. But we don't have to figure it out now, because I think eventually it will just come out. After doing this enough times, I think it will just naturally come out. Right. So maybe like yeah, I don't know, because at this stage, when I did feel this when I was doing it before as well. And it was even more apparent before because we didn't have the face, right? So I did feel like everything's kind of like merged together. But I wasn't worried. I'm not sure why. Maybe because I knew that the lines were there anyways. Okay, I guess it makes sense. Wait, hang on. So the concern usually is because I worried that I cannot find the shape. Like, because I will have to find both the edges, right? The shapes themselves, along with the colors. But because we did the lines, I know it's there, it's already fine. Okay, so that kind of makes sense, right? So what I'm trying to say, I guess, is that if we didn't have like a clean set of lines and we just started painting, I would have felt just as lost as I did before. It's not like I grew as an artist. I think it's just because we did have a set of lines already. So I guess we're not quite there yet. Never mind then. Yeah. Looking at this, let me see. We might be able to find more ways to add color. I see like the border, like the line art can be a little bit more expressive perhaps. Terminators, I already tried to add some here and there, but it's not very consistent. Needing some form of line to show form is perfectly normal. Right. I do intend to have lines. I was just surprised that I didn't feel the need to bring the lines back in until this stage, until this point in time. That was the whole thing. Because I know I need lines and I know I want lines. What do we want to try here? I think I want more color. Okay, I don't know if I want more color, but I think some of the areas we might be able to add a bit more, perhaps. Just to see how. I'm just gonna make some notes here. Cola. So let's do this. Did it crash? I don't think so. There's also like textures, perhaps. It's still silhouettes. I think it's how it's supposed to spell it. I'm not really sure. Values. Thematically highlights. Oh, the subtitles? I kind of forgot to turn it back on, I think. I forgot. How about now? Very cool. Yes, turn it on just before I hop off. I am just making notes for that tomorrow when I come in. I'll get a fresh look, right? See what my first impression is. And then I'll just keep going, I suppose. We just keep trying to push this up. Because I guess there's still issues with... I mean, it goes into render territory. But like in terms of what are we supposed to do with all these spaces, right? Like how do we make it more interesting? And this is for this piece, by the way, this half. The other half, I don't even have the clouds out properly yet, because I get a bit of the vibes from here, but I don't see the structure, because I didn't paint this with structure in mind. So this is also the other half. Whoa. Clouds. The other thing would be some variations here. I don't know if I want variations in here or not, but maybe we should definitely try like different hues. And then a little more render. I think a little more light rendering. So a little more reflected light perhaps. Plus glass, right? This is meant to be a glass thing. There should be some kind of difference, and then maybe some details in here. Actually, not a bad idea, Uni. Actually, that's a great idea. I was contemplating before whether if I want to put people in there, because it really sort of showcases the idea of them just, you know, being in a crowd and walking around, right? It would give so much more life to the whole situation. The concern then back then was how tight would the anatomy need to be, right? Because I might spend way too much time. We can definitely try just using big shapes for silhouettes. I think that would probably be more than enough, honestly. Then the other tricky thing would just be where to position everyone so that the sort of silhouetting still kind of works. Because if we have people here, the shadows might get casted on somewhere and whatnot. Actually, we can make it work for us, no? Maybe I can find other places to put the silhouettes, to put the people, so that their shadows kind of maybe help us show some of these areas that are blended together, perhaps. It could be interesting. Oh, but the crosswalk is here, though. The crosswalk ends here. It's like, why are people walking on the other side of the road? But like, I don't know. Let's say people. But yes, thank you. In a crowd. Yeah, we can show like feet here, feet. We can have cars, maybe like silhouette of cars. Like big trucks and stuff like that. Just anything to show more life, right? I think would be great. Oh, that looks slightly phallic, but not intentional. So we can have like oh, but if that's the case, our third point perspective might need to come in a bit. I didn't really think too much about how, like, where they're sort of aligned to. I imagine with more people, it's gonna have to be a lot tighter, because they're gonna be on the side of the screen and we need to know. But it's not a problem, we can just arbitrarily decide. Most likely it's gonna be straight down the center anyways. Ria is the only one that is... Yeah, like, okay, yeah, the perspective might be kind of strong. Might be more like this. Potentially. And then we can just have people's feet like over here or something. It's too evenly spaced too. Yeah, we need references for this, but I can see I have a vision, I think. Oh. Yeah, even if I don't draw them out properly, we do have to scale them correctly. Yeah, it'd be good practice. It'd be really good practice for the 3-point perspective setup. But yeah, I think that's kind of it for today. We've made quite a lot more progress. definitely happy that at least I can get to this stage here. I don't know what's happening here, but as long as you use gray, it seems like it's not necessarily that hard to get something really colorful like this. But to be really masterful with it, to sort of use it as a compositional tool, I think like the amount of control required is gonna probably be a while. Get some experience, figure out how it works, what the caveats are, then put it together. But yes, tomorrow I'll just continue to work on this, and then when we're done with this, and also this, I'll just move on to the next thing, right? We just keep doing this process over and over. But thank you guys for coming. Thank you for the suggestions. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. This what, night? Yeah, tomorrow. Have a good night, guys.